Hello rail fans and welcome back to the Rusty Boxcar channel. Unfortunately today come to you with news of another derailment, slight derailment here in the Nashville area. So yesterday, December 9th, Saturday, we were all out trackside waiting for B206-04, which was coming southbound out of Louisville and had the Canadian Pacific 6644 D-Day locomotive that you saw in that initial image. Most of my contacts caught it at points north of town, Gallatin, or up in Kentucky. I was waiting south of the Amqui signal, and the train never did materialize. Still haven't completely figured out why they held it at Amqui. But a little later in the afternoon yesterday, tornado warning sirens started going off. And a coal train, E904, empty coal train, had pulled up next to my location down at the Williams Avenue crossing. And in the middle of the tornado warnings going off, they warned him that a tornado was imminent on the ground and that they should batten down the hatches. So it didn't take me too long to recognize that I probably was not in the right spot. I did foolishly go a little bit north to see if I could find that 6644 locomotive, and that picture you saw at the beginning of this was the best image I could grab behind the bushes where he was parked. Turns out that the empty coal train rode through the storm just fine, but the B206-04 was struck by the tornado around mid-train. The locomotives sustained no damage, stayed on the tracks, and the crew was fine. From what I understand, everything from the break point in the cars, which you will see in a little bit, you'll see where they disconnected some cars and probably 10 or so cars stayed with the locomotives. For the next 20 to 30 cars back, had derailed. By the time I got up there this morning, they had several of the cars re-railed. You can see the amount of damage there, how much work they had been doing. There's still a car that's completely off the rails. I'm going to leave all of this footage in the video because you can also see some of the severe damage, structural damage in the area around the train. This initial imagery was taken from probably about a mile away. I was about a mile away, flew the drone over to this, and so was really struggling at this point with the high winds and everything else going on. The drone was not being responsive. I kept trying to give it direction and it would pause and wait 10 seconds to move, so was really struggling at this point to get better imagery. I did find a way to cut through some neighborhoods and will wind up closer to the train in the next set of images. Actually was at the point where that one car is still off the train and in the person's yard, parked just outside that area. And so we'll get some better imagery going here in just a minute. Fortunately, like I said, it sounds like all the train crews in the area were safe. Unfortunately, 3 people very near to here did perish in the storm. And another 3 people perished north of Nashville from last night's storm. So it was pretty intense. All the north-south thoroughfares through this area, so Gallatin Road, Myatt Drive, as of this hour are still closed. Hendersonville, areas and pockets of Hendersonville will be without power for several days. Here's that closer footage. You can see that car that's completely off there. They've got some of the re-railing equipment out. Looks like that they're really just holding that one up for now. And then there's another set of re-railing equipment on the other side. A bit after this, the first southbound train came through, M575, which I filmed from down at Williams Avenue. And then an I-142 made its way north. So as of when I left trackside this morning around noontime, the D-Day train, the D-Day locomotive, had still been left up here. Will potentially be rolling south into Radnor Yard once all of these cars have been re-railed. They also dispatched a Y101 with a couple of, couldn't tell, it was a bit of a distance away, either ST40s or GP40s. up to the site to help probably go around the backside maybe and pull the cars apart so they can get everything back up. So again, pretty intense. I'm glad that they're getting this cleaned up as quick as they are. Definitely a bad situation, as you can see there in the upper right before this cut back to this. That warehouse there in the distance has lost almost its entire roof, or parts of the roof peeled back. Several homes completely destroyed, lots of power lines down. So just a bad scene all the way around. When I leave this site, I'm going to, again, finagle my way through some side streets and neighborhoods, and we'll wind up in the Lowe's parking lot that is off of Gallatin Pike and Madison. And from there, we'll be able to fly over the Northern Tool store that's there and get some images of those locomotives. Got some pretty good captures of that 6644. So those will be in here as well. Hopefully you guys can enjoy that look at the locomotive. So yeah, here's that here. Again, Gallatin Pike's completely closed. Some damage at the Lowe's, a lot of lumber out in the parking lot. Cart corral's messed up. You can see a billboard over there. Just to the south of the Northern Tool store is folded over. Looks like they've got some, things that have been left out in the parking lot, maybe just different debris around. We're going to come up on that locomotive here. It's got another CP locomotive behind it. Lots of tree damage around it. Imagine it wasn't a pleasant experience for that crew, which, like I said, from everything I understand, made it out completely unharmed. There's some massive trees down here just to the other side of the road, and crews have got the road blocked off while they do their best to get everything at least out of the way so that services can enter the area and start helping people put their property back together, get things cleaned up, do the best they can. This entire surrounding area was without power, so all the traffic lights on the roads that were open were out. So definitely made for some interesting navigation this morning. That's probably the best shot we were able to get of that locomotive. Beautiful locomotive. Really love what Canadian Pacific does with their military honors locomotives. They've got one for each branch, and then they've got some other specialty ones. From here, we'll fly back over towards Lowe's. Again, I didn't cut any of this imagery out. Thought it may be of interest to someone out there just to see different viewpoints or different things that you may go near each day or go to each day, and just see what damage the drone was able to pick up. Some of it really blew me away once I got it back and actually looked at the computer. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay safe out there. Thanks for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click on the thumbs up below to give us a like. Also, please click on the Rusty Boxcar logo on the right side of the screen to get a subscription to the channel, and send us a comment. Really enjoy reading all your comments, and I try to respond to each one of them. Thanks, and have a nice day.